Hello and welcome to Explosive Multimedia. My name is Leke and this is where we discuss A to Z of sound production. In this video, we are going to be discussing one of the most misused processor in audio production, and that is in the place of compressor. Have you been using compressor without really getting to know the nitty-gritty of everything it takes to operate your compressor? This is the right video for you to learn more about compressor. Stay tuned while we discuss everything about compressor. A compressor is an automatic signal regulator, and if I'm to break it down to you, to your level of understanding, think of your pastor that speaks softly in his preaching, and someone that is very soft in his delivery of message suddenly shout, let somebody shout hallelujah, and before you know, someone is rushing down to the console to probably drop the gain or drop the volume slider, and you are wondering, are we going to continue like this? This is where you need your compressor. Compressor is that processor that helps you regulate the signal in a particular range that will give a comfort to your hearing. Take for instance, you have a lead vocalist that sings and suddenly want to scream, and he have decided not to withdraw his mic and decide to scream into the mic. You can imagine the kind of effect that we have on the audience. So you want to create a model that will help you relate and regulate this kind of effect in your mix in order not to cause chaos situation. So compressor is that tool you need to achieve that. And there is no way we talk about compressor without talking about some key components in compressor. The first one we are going to be discussing is the dynamic range of your compressor. So help you understand the dynamic range, I would like to give some sort of illustration, and thereafter we practicalize it to help us understand how this dynamic range operates. You know, this is the level at which you want to apply your compression in sound production. You know, in my first illustration, I was talking about a pastor that speaks softly and suddenly shouts in between of his preaching. You know, you first of all need to understand that your dynamic range is the softness of that voice minus the screaming of the pastor's level. So what you have is what we have, or what we call the dynamic range. I will explain better. Let's say when your pastor or the speaker is speaking softly normally and is speaking at the range of maybe minus 20 dB, and it continues like that for a long time until he suddenly shouts in between the speech. The level at which it gets to when it's shouted maybe now amount to something like maybe minus 15. So when you subtract the level at which he was speaking normally and you subtract that away from the level he gets to when he shouted, what you have is what we call dynamic range, and that is where we are working on when we are applying our compression. So in this case, in this illustration, our dynamic range should be -5, because you subtract your 20 from 15. So the range at which the loudness is coming in is where we want to work on. So this range is where our compressor started working properly. Another illustration I will give is having a gate that only tiny people, only skinny people can come through in. So the size of the gate determines who is passing through. So when someone that is very skinny is coming in, pass through in without any issue, meaning there will not be compression at that age, as at that level. But once somebody that is fatter than the gate is trying to come in, the compressor will start working by trying to trim down the excess of the fatness of the person coming in, so that it will allow the person to go in smoothly. So I hope I've tried to explain how dynamic range work for you. The dynamic range is actually the level at which our compression started working, and it is the subtraction of the highest volume at which your speakers speak from your normal volume at which the speaker is preaching or speaking to the audience. I hope you understand, and I will try as much as possible to practicalize this for us. So the dynamic range is what we are going to first consider before we apply any compression to our signal. And what is the dynamic range we are talking about? Just as I've explained earlier on, you first of all need to study the softness of the speaker, the level at which your speaker is speaking at its natural state. Then you need to study the level he or she gets to when he screams or shouts in between the speech. The difference between these two is what we know as our dynamic range. That is the range at which we want to make sure our compressor is active. So now I'm using a mic and I'm speaking softly, and the only thing you can note now is I'm speaking at something around -42 dB. That is my natural volume as at now. So maybe in between the speech I get excited and I want to express myself more by the way of shouting, and I decide to do something like "you need to," and you need to notice that immediately I shouted, my signal increased to something around 30, -30 or upward, something like "you need to." So you can see that I'm getting close to 30. So this is what you need to first note as a sound engineer before you apply your compressor. What are the range at which you want to make sure your compression is active for a line or for a speaker or for a particular instrument? So what we mean by dynamic range is we have noticed that my natural volume is around -42 dB, and when I shout or scream I get to something around -30. So my dynamic range now is in between -42 to -30. So any compression I'm trying to bring into this mix or to this mics must start around -42 upward. So what I'm saying in essence is anything that is coming through this mic, once it is -42 downward, there is no compression. You can work normally. But anything that is above 42 upward, you need to apply a compression. You need to apply a compressor into that channel. So basically that is what we mean by dynamic range. So as a sound engineer, you must first identify your dynamic range when you are applying your compressor to any mix. I hope you understand that. But beyond that, there are other tools we need to apply when we get to that range to make our compressor work perfectly. Another key thing you want to talk about after identifying your dynamic range is the threshold. This is the first tool you need in compression. You have identified your dynamic range. You need something to bring the excess volume down to the level at which you want it. It's like having to go and buy the gates and install it. So the kind of gate you buy determine who is passing by. So this is the tool that we need to bring our excess volume down to the level at which we want the compressor to start working. I know it's getting confusing kind of, but as I've said earlier on, I'll try as much as possible to make it simpler for us. We said the dynamic range is the range at which your soft volume and your highest loudness volume, the range between the two is your dynamic range. But now we need something to really apply the compressor, and that is our threshold. Threshold is what we need first to apply our compression to our mix. And how does it work? When, just as I've said earlier on, before you apply your compression to a particular signal, it comes in normal. There is nothing affecting the flow, and so therefore once the speaker shouts, the signal increases drastically. And for a reasonable engineer, you don't want your audience to get uncomfortable, so you want to try as much as possible to drag down your fader when your speaker stream, or when he shouts to the mic, or he or she has decided not to withdraw his mic. So applying your compressor will help you that stress of bringing your fader up and down. And to do that, you need your threshold. So the threshold will bring all signal down to the level at which you want it to be. So anything below the threshold will still go on normal, but anything above the red threshold you set, the compression will apply. Don't worry, we'll do that. I think we've done that before, but I will still try as much as possible to do the practical for us to understand. Let's go to the practical section. So the threshold is the first thing we work with. Though our compressor is activated, but nothing is being compressed as at now. So, and we've actually get our dynamic range to be between -42 to 30. So I want to apply compressor to my voice now. So what I need to do is to first of all go to my threshold. It's active here. Once I remove it, it will not be active, so I can activate it or deactivate it as I want. So it's active presently. What I will try to do is to push this to minus 42. So as I'm speaking, if you notice very well, there is nothing changed in the level of my voice. But what if I decide to scream and say something like, "Are you ready? Are you ready?" You can see that no matter how hard I try to scream, my voice will not go above "Are you ready?" 30. But let's say I remove the compressor. "Are you ready?" You can see I'm going as high as 24. But if I decide to activate my compressor and my threshold has been set to be 42. Remember, the reason why I have to put this at 42 is because I have actually studied my dynamic range to know that at my natural state I should stay at minus 42, and that is what gave me confidence to move my threshold direct to 42. And you have to study almost every line to know where you are setting your threshold. You are not just guessing, okay, let's put it this way. No, you want to be able to study your dynamic range first, then set at the range at which you want your compressor to start working. So immediately I start shouting, "Are you ready? Are you? Are you?" You see, I'm not going above 32. But immediately I remove my compressor, I start, "Are you?" You see, I have more than enough. So after getting your dynamic range, you want to use your experience or the information you gather from the dynamic range to set your threshold. And once you set your threshold, your compressor starts working at that threshold. Nothing will happen before the threshold, but immediately you get to the threshold, your compressor set in, and no matter how hard the person shouts, it will not work until you get to threshold. So the common mistake people do is not to study the dynamic range, just set the compressor. And if I decide to do something like this, though I set something on the compressor, but it's not working, because even when I scream, I will not get to that level of minus 15 dB for the compressor to start working. I hope it's clear to us. Threshold is the level at which your compressor will step in